Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rudi and I have little bangs now. That's right, I have little bangs now. Hi, how are ya? I have little bangs now. Did I mention that? I have little bangs now. I got little bangs this week. So, you know, stick with me while I'm still trying to figure out how I want to style them. We got them super wispy so that I could wear them as like sort of straight across, but also I could push them to the side and have more of like a classic curtain bang, which has been really, really cute. So I have little bangs now, and if you don't like it, you can suck it. So today I realized I haven't uploaded a drugstore video in a really long time, and I love drugstore makeup, but it's been a really long time since I have used all of the new stuff together. So I thought that we could go over, not everything is brand spanking new, but a lot of it is brand spanking new stuff from the drugstore. There are a few items that I don't have that are like some of the only new things in that category. For example, in the blush category, I knew that I wasn't going to like the e.l.f. liquid blushes, so I didn't pick one up because I just knew I wasn't gonna like them. Save the money. So we're gonna use an old one in that category, but almost everything else is new, including the brushes that we're going to use from Real Techniques. This is going to be partially an exploration of new products and some that I have used recently and have strong feelings about, good or bad. So I am going to improv after this. I still have to look somewhat cute. So we're gonna try and make the best of even the products that I'm not loving. So let's clip our little hair back. If you are new here, as I said, my name is Rudi. We talk about skincare, makeup, we do vlogs, we talk about a little bit of fashion. We kind of do old YouTube with new products. And if that sounds like you and your thing, I would love to have you subscribe. All right, let's start this jig off. So I do not currently have a new drugstore primer. So we're gonna start with brows and then we'll work our way into that. For our lips, I wanted to draw attention to the fact that Neutrogena launched a lip oil. This is the Hydro Boost lip oil. And one thing I can tell you about Neutrogena is they are so underrated when it comes to a lot of their makeup products. We're gonna talk about a new concealer from them as well. This is amazing. This is a really thick, very shiny, juicy lip oil. And it has a doe foot applicator just like a Dior lip oil, like a giant doe foot, and it's a light pink shade that shows up pretty clear on the lips and looks so good on top of other lipsticks, on top of matte lips. It is just a great lip oil, and it's what I've been using to prep my lips. It's fragrance free, it has hyaluronic acid in it. It's just a great product, and I hope that they make more shades of this product. It's not sticky at all, but it's got that thick feel to it that wraps around the lips, which is something that is really important to me when it comes to a lip product. I need that longevity. They also have a lip treatment mask that is a dupe for the Laneige glowy lip balms, and it is so good. I use that over the Laneige ones. And this is, I don't know, I want to say it's a dupe for the Dior, and honestly, I love it. So highly recommend it. Neutrogena has been coming out with all of the good stuff recently, and I'm super proud of them. I think let's go into eyebrows first, because I've just been so used to doing my eyebrows before anything else. And today we are going to test out the very viral, very hyped up Build-A-Brow from Maybelline. A lot of people have been touting just how beautiful and amazing the felt tip is on this product for giving you super small hair-like strokes, and it absolutely is. This has become one of my favorite pens along with my NYX Stick It, Lift and Snatch. They give a very similar vibe. I will say, I think I prefer the NYX just for the fact that it's just the pen, and I find that the actual setter on this is doo-doo. It does nothing. It's like literally just the littlest amount of gel. Like I would go through that in like 2 days. And I don't find that it is waxy enough for my eyebrows. It doesn't do anything to keep them in place. I need something a little thicker. And you guys know that my current obsession is with the Rare Beauty eyebrow gel, but for the sake of this performance between us, I'm going to use the NYX brow glue in the shade medium brown. Should we put this on first, or should we put this on first? Let's put this on first. So this is the NYX, the brow glue, and they have a clear version, which I love, and then they released versions with a shade. And what's so cool about this product is that it's still a transparent base, even though it is a brown tint. So it's not going to like wash you out. I find that a lot of brow gels, when I have a color on top of my brows, actually wash them out because I have jet black eyebrows. So if I'm putting like an auburn shade on top of them, it will show up so opaque that it just doesn't look right. So I really like that this one has a transparent base that still gives you a little bit of color, but it's not going to completely cover up the color of your eyebrow, which some people like. This was my favorite eyebrow gel before I started using the Rare Beauty. I still like this one a lot, but it's just so hard for me to use anything else when I know just how iconic the Rare Beauty one is. I would love for the Rare Beauty one to come out in some like shades. I think that would be so iconic. And for them to be this transparent base like this one would be amazing. But it does give you a nice brow. It doesn't dry down quite as nice as the Rare Beauty one. It's got a little bit of that gluey, sticky feeling to it, but it does put them in their place for a drugstore brow gel. It's pretty hard to find a good drugstore brow gel, I'll be honest with you. It just ends up taking me longer to do my brows with this as well because it's kind of so sticky that to get them to go into place takes just a little bit longer. And I don't know if you can tell, but because I have to be a little bit more messy when I am going through my eyebrows, there's just a little bit of like a brown shadow around them because of the brown shade in the product. So I just have to be kind of careful about those and give it a good wipe afterwards, whereas obviously with a clear brow gel, I don't have to do that. I'm gonna let these kind of set for a minute and dry down before I go in with the pen. Okay, I'm gonna just go in and lightly create hair-like strokes underneath my brows just to give them a little bit more fullness, especially on this right brow. This brow is such a freaking mess. I have one good brow and one absolute horrible brow that never grows in the right direction. That's the one that's the tail I always accidentally pluck off because it just like doesn't grow properly. Makes me so upset. And this brow is just like a perfect angel. Barely have to do anything to it. Ugh, why can't you be more like your sister? And this really does such a good job of filling out the hair areas, like the hairless areas, without looking like you actually filled it in with like a powder. And another reason that I love this specific product and the NYX one is because the shades are really cool leaning, which is good for me because again, I have dark eyebrows. This is in the shade Ash Brown, and it just works really well to give you a shadow with the eyebrows without looking too crazy. Obviously they look a little crazy right now because we haven't put the makeup on. So let's keep going. I don't have a new drugstore primer, as I mentioned. In terms of primers, I'm pretty much gonna choose one of the three of these when it comes to the drugstore. We have the Neutrogena Radiant Serum, which I've talked about a million times, the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer if I'm really needing something to stay, or the CoverGirl Color Correcting Serum Moisturizer Primer. I don't know which one I wanna use. Let's go with the CoverGirl one because I want to bring a little brightness to my face. This comes in 4 different shades. My favorite is the pink shade, which is the brightening shade, and it just gives you a really nice light serum texture on the skin to kind of give you more hydration before you go in with your makeup, but also it helps brighten your skin. It's super lightweight. It also comes in a green and it comes in a orangey shade for more deep skin tones, and I think one more, maybe just the 3. But I really like this product. It's super lightweight, feels good on the skin, hydrates and helps brighten up dull skin. Gives a nice glow to the face as well, and just makes me feel prepped and ready. I don't use that as much as I should. It is really nice. Okay, so for our foundation today, I am using something that I tried on the back of my hand and I feel like I'm gonna hate it. However, I've heard really good things about it and I've heard some crazy things about it. Someone told me that this was a dupe for the Summer Friday skin tint, which is my #1 favorite skin tint, so we're really gonna be testing that. This is the new Tinted Serum Foundation from Catrice. I have mine in the shade 40N, and this is a dropper style foundation. And it says to shake well. It looks super thin, and I swatched this on the back of my hand and I just felt like it was that dry oil type of product. Kind of reminded me in feel of the Morphe 2 skin tint, which a lot of people loved, but to me it was like so thin and oily that it just didn't hydrate my skin. So we'll see. This is also considered a foundation, but it says it's a tinted serum, so it's kind of hard to see. And we're gonna use this brand new brush from Real Techniques. This is the 453. It is this super big domed, really dense brush, and I love a dense brush. My favorite foundation brush is the BK Beauty 101, so I thought this would be really really good to apply foundation because it has a rounded tip like a beauty blender, but it has the density of a brush. So let's give it a go. I'm going to just drop a little on the skin. We'll start with just a few little sections. It smells quite strong of, say it with me, paint. We all know that scent. Okay. It's got the coverage, y'all. It has got the coverage. This shade is a little yellow on me, and I can already tell it definitely has that dry oil feel to it that the Morphe 2 skin tint has. Like, this is literally a foundation version of the Morphe 2 skin tint. Yeah, it's not for me. I can already tell it's not for me. It's a little bit dry looking. It definitely is not a dupe for the Summer Fridays. It is a good shade match for my neck. My face is quite red in comparison to my neck, which has more of that yellow undertone. Looks pretty good shade match wise. Let's keep going. I'm just not a person who likes that like dry touch feel when it comes to coverage. I much prefer an actual hydrated look over something that is thin and lightweight and like says that it's a serum, but is really just this dry oil vibe. I don't consider that to be a serum. When I think of serum, if we're talking about the Summer Friday skin tint, sure, that's a lightweight serum foundation to me. It's like so lightweight and hydrating on the skin and offers you such a beautiful glow. This is like almost matte, but still skin-like, which is nice, but it's just not for me. I do like this brush though. I don't know if this is the right product for this brush. I think that it might do better with something a little thicker because it's kind of soaking in, but it is distributing the product very nicely because it has that rounded edge and I can really get around my eyebrows with this. I feel like with my 101 from BK Beauty, I can't really get close to my eyebrows because it's so big. And I'm definitely gonna have to try this brush again with something that's a little bit less dry and less thin. I also think if I hadn't skin prepped with that serum right before putting this on, it would have looked like a dry mess, but this is the look. It definitely looks pretty. It looks pretty heavy on my forehead. I think I probably used too much. It doesn't look bad. It's not that it looks bad. It doesn't. It's just not my preference of product. It is just a little dry and it has that dry oil feel to it. That's all I can really say. I don't know how many times I can say that, but I will say it again. It has a dry oil feel to it and it's just too thin for my personal preference. But that is okay because we are going to hydrate it up with our new concealer. Before we do that, we are going to use the new NYX Pro Fix Stick Correcting Concealer in the pink shade. This is in the shade pink, number 2 pink. This is a super like blendable, easy to work with corrector. I've never used a corrector quite as creamy as this one before, and it's just really unique. I think this is one of the best products that NYX has come out with this year, and I'm just gonna use this around, look how easily that just goes on the skin. Around the under eyes where I tend to have a little bit of darkness, and I might even apply some here where I tend to just get generally red to help color correct and fix that imbalance. And I'm going to use this new Pastel Pop set from Real Techniques. This is called the Plumped Up Base Set, and these are all dense face brushes, which is, something I literally just said I love so much. So I thought that that would be perfect for our other steps in our routine. There is the small concealer. This is a Precision Cube, which we're gonna use. There is the Expert Edge, which is the dense triangle head. This one, look at that. It's got a triangle shaped head. And then there is the Soft Accent Brush, which is Plush Tapered Cut, Blends Cream, Powder, and Highlighter. So we'll use all of those, why not? It also came with a makeup spatula, which is really fun and something that I need because my Live Tinted concealer brush just broke and I need something to get in there and scrape it. So anyways, let's use this super small square brush to blend this out. How fun is that? I don't think I've ever used a square brush. The only thing I don't like about these super dense brushes in general is that they're always so big. Like the barrel is so big. I'm like, can you make a really big barrel and then a tiny little waist? Like a big ass head and a tiny little waist? I don't think I want to use this. I think I'm gonna use the brush I used earlier just because I need to get this in and out. All right, now that we are corrected under the eyes, you can see how much brighter that looks. I could probably even add more if I wanted to, but I am feeling pretty dry right now. It's like in the 40s right now when it was 70 a couple days ago. So I need a little bit of hydration on the skin, which is what we are going to get with our next new product, which is this new concealer from Neutrogena. They had a Click Concealer ages ago that they discontinued, and this is what they just recently came out with. This is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Glow Perfector pen. I love the Healthy Skin line. The Hydro Boost and Healthy Skin line are my two favorites from Neutrogena. It came in a bunch of different colors, including some brightening shades, but today I am using the shade I don't know, and that's okay. I don't need to know. Why should I tell you what shade I'm using? They should probably get on that. There is no shade on this, and that is skincare brand doing makeup for you right there. There's a QR code on it though, so that might give us something. Anyways, I'm going to go under the eyes with this pen and around the face just to, give a little bit of hydration and coverage to the areas I tend to get red. It's super creamy, which I really, really like, but because it's so lightweight, it's super easy to blend. And I kind of want to use this triangle head brush and see how it works. It's super soft, which I can really appreciate. Sometimes Real Technique brushes don't end up being as soft as they feel on your hand. Like sometimes you feel a brush on your hand and you're like, oh, that feels so soft. And then you use it on your face and you're like, oh, okay, I'm being killed, especially under the eye. I'm just not loving this base at all from Catrice. It's just making me feel so dry. Luckily, the concealer is super pretty. It's just got a really nice hydrated finish to it. And I think that shade, whatever shade it is, matches me very well. And it did sit nicely on top of that foundation, even though I really did not like the foundation. So I definitely like this if you want to try a clicky pen from the drugstore. I think this one from Neutrogena is really good. I wasn't planning on using a spray until the very end, but again, I'm feeling dry, so I really want to amp up the hydration. This is from Pixi. This is their makeup fixing mist, and it says it's rose water and green tea, and it says that you can use it to set. You can use it before, after, anytime, refreshing makeup. I don't know if this is new, but I got it recently in PR, so I'm counting it as new. Oh no. I'm soaked. Why does this keep happening to me? Remember the Neutrogena one from my fails video? Just to get my whole face like actually covered in it, I had to spray it quite a bit. Look at me. Well, crap. This is not going how I wanted it to, you guys. Oh no, I just have to let this dry. I should not be touching this. Didn't I say I needed to look good for my improv class? Look at that. That spray just like coagulated around my nose. Everything looks so bad. I am not a fan. Also, it does smell very strong of rose. So if that's not your vibe, you will not like that. Ugh. Okay. I think we're back to as dry as we're gonna be. I'm very anti. Okay, moving on. Let us move on to our cream bronzer step. This is a product I know is good, thank God. This is new from Milani. This is their cream bronzer. It's just called the Cheek Kiss Cream Bronzer, and I'm using the shade Hey Honey, which is 110. I've been liking going in with a lighter shade of a cream bronzer this winter because I just feel like I'm so pale that I just am going with like the lightest shade of everything recently. But I really like the undertone in this shade as well. This is a cream to powder formula. It's a little bit more matte. If you've ever tried their cream blushes in this same compact, which I really, really like, those have like a dewy luminous finish to them. I really, really like them. But this, I was hoping it would be similar because then I was like, dupe for the Tower 28 bronzers if it was luminous like the blushes. But it's not. It has a matte finish and it has a powder set, which I like. I think it's pretty. I'm not, look at my nose. Look at my nose. It's just picking up. Oh my gosh. That looks so bad. All of the foundation is completely gone. Completely gone. What a mess. That foundation is ruining this entire freaking look. The bronzer itself, I think, is nice if you like a cream to powder formula. If you prefer a more luminous bronzer like I do, I would say you could skip it. I think it's nice to have a cream to powder formula in your arsenal, and if you're going to have one that's easy to use and is inexpensive. I can already tell my makeup is just gonna look so bad today. All right, we're here. We're not loving it, but we are moving on, words and upwards, to our blush. I did not have a new blush to share because I mentioned the only new blush on the market right now in terms of the drugstore that I've seen is the e.l.f. one. And I just know I wouldn't like it because it has like super high pigment and that's not my vibe. It was like kind of a dupe for the Rare Beauty blush, which I don't love. So instead I'm going to use something that's not that old, but it's kind of old, which is the Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush. This is in the shade Rosy Rosewood. And I just love this blush. I use it all the time on top of literally everything. So I might as well just use it today and hope for the best. At least I know one product that will not let me down, which is this one. This color is just such a beautiful shade. And if you like the Pure Nude highlighter, which was my favorite, I literally wore it on my wedding day, you should try this blush line because it has the same formula and it just looks so pretty. I literally add this blush on top of every single makeup look I do these days. Super easy to blend, but we are indeed looking dry. My face is like, water, please, water. So let's add a little bit of highlighter in. We have two options, but I can only use one. This is the new Catrice Soft Glam Filter Fluid that came out with the Tinted Serum Foundation. They sent me a shade in medium deep or medium tan, which is way too dark for me, so I'm gonna put this in a giveaway. But I did want to mention that this is probably a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury, just like the e.l.f. one, just like every single brand that's coming out with these. So what I'm gonna use instead is the Flower Beauty Spotlight Liquid Highlighter. This is super pretty. I'm going to, although it is a wand and I'm so tired of wand life, like I never want to see a wand again, truly again, I'm going to squeeze some of this out. It's really not squeezing. It was like, that's how much came out of it with that big ass squeeze I just did. Maybe it's clogged. I'm just gonna take it out of the packaging and squeeze it onto the back of my hand. And then I'm gonna use my finger to apply it. It's quite bright. And it is literally almost an exact dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Spotlight. So it is very pretty, but it is very bright, which is why I'm using my finger to blend it instead of going straight in on the face because it's quite pigmented for a liquid highlighter. God, I cannot get this out. I feel like this thing is clogged. Oh God, it's coming out of all of the holes. This video is not going the way that I intended, which was for it to be a really cute face of drugstore makeup. Instead, I'm getting a big, messy, dry, cakey face. All because of that one product. Also, I don't like how my eyebrows look there. I said it. Okay, we're highlighted, but like still looking super dry. I used to really like this product, but for some reason, all of the ducts in here are clogged and it just was not coming out and it was looking kind of dry. These are also hard to blend because like once they set, see what I mean? Even though it was liquid, once they set, it's over. So that's why I ended up using my fingers because I felt like you have to get it on pretty quickly and however you place it is how it's gonna stay. I really used to like that, but I don't think that's really the vibe for me anymore. Sorry, this is turning into like a drugstore fails video. Definitely not what I intended. All right, let us get into some eyes and lips and get this godforsaken video over with. Let's do our eyes first. I actually don't have any new eyeshadow, so let us do this new mascara from L'Oreal. This is the Panorama Mascara, and everyone and their mother has been talking about this because I think they got Alex Earl to be the face of this mascara. This is a regular non-tubing mascara with a synthetic wand and it has a cone shape. It is black and I don't typically like a synthetic wand mascara. There's very few that I really like. So let's see. Also, I've just been on my tubing game for so long now, but I really like a cone-shaped wand. My wand for my mascara is cone-shaped, so I wanted to give this an honest try. It has a really nice consistency to it. It might be a little thin for my liking, but honestly, it's a new tube, so like in a week, it'll probably thin out or thicken up a little bit, but it's definitely giving me length. I wouldn't say it's giving me volume. It's kind of clumping together a little bit. So I'm gonna use just like a clean spoolie to separate some of those. This is also my worst lash eyeball. My left eyeball has better lashes and better eyebrow. My right eyebrow is a mess and my lashes always clump together on my right side no matter what mascara I use. Isn't that weird? So this will be the true test. The left eyeball. I would definitely say this is a lengthening mascara. Most synthetic bristle wand mascaras are lengthening, but it is pretty. I don't know that it's like giving me something that the telescopic isn't giving me, and considering it's not tubing, it's not anything super special, but it definitely gives you length. It's a little wispy, which I like as well, but it's nothing to write home about in my personal opinion. It's nice. It says that it's voluminous, but I would say that it is lengthening more than it is voluminous, personally. I literally feel drier than the Sahara freaking desert. Than the Sahara. Okay, let's finish off this godforsaken look with some lips. There are a lot of new lip products at the drugstore right now. We have 2 new plumping glosses, one from Maybelline and one from NYX. We also have a lip stain from Milani, and then we have these 2 lip stain tints from CoverGirl. So I actually have a video on the Color Fetish lip stain. I believe I have a short on it, so if you want to see me trying that, it is available on my page. These are really, really pretty. They're like a Korean lip stain. They remind me of the Rare Beauty lip oils, which are lip stains. So I highly recommend those. I think those are really pretty. So let's do a liner of the CoverGirl lip tint and then use one of the plumpers in the middle. The Maybelline ones are a little bit, well, okay. The Maybelline one uses chili peppers to plump the lips, and the NYX ones use ginger to plump the lips. It's kind of crazy that they came out with these at the same time. I will say another thing that I don't really like about either of them is that the shades are incredibly pigmented, like so pigmented. Like both of them have this really extreme pigment to the gloss so that they're not giving you like a clear finish. They're giving you like full ass red pigment. Like look at this. This is in the shade Hall of Flame. Look at this. It's like a full red lip gloss. No Sankey, no Sankey. Like having a red lip gloss is already hard enough as it is to put on. But then to make it plumping, it's like, oh my gosh, you're gonna get all over yourself. For the sake of my lips, I am going to use the Milani one. I know we just talked about how we weren't gonna use it. You know what? No, we're gonna do, no. I need to buck up. I need to buck up. Let's use this shade. We're gonna start with the lip tint from CoverGirl in the shade 2 Admire and 20 Admire. Hold please, I can't talk and do this. I used one of these in a video recently and a lot of people were asking me what I thought of the new formula. They smell like cotton candy. And just in general, like what I thought. And I really like them and I like the component, but they do not last. Like, yes, they're a lip stain, but they don't last. Like, you eat something and it completely just goes away immediately. Like, it's just not, no, it's not as long lasting as a true lip stain should be. Like, you can eat one thing and it'll go away, which is kind of disappointing. However, I like to use them like downstairs in my bathroom because I keep them where I'm like, oh, if I just need to go out and do an errand, I will put one of these lip stains on and then a gloss over it, and then that'll be my look for the day. But I certainly don't expect them to last because they never do. So in the center, we're gonna use the shade Hot Chili from Maybelline. Ooh, I'm really scared. Okay, here we go. It hurts already. Indubitably, it hurts already. It's gonna start this color. Oh, I got some on my tongue. I got some on my tongue and it's hot. I got some on my tongue and it's hot. What do I do? What do I do? Mama, 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 mama. Do I really have to finish off this look with this spray again? Please don't make me. Let us spray it up into the air and try that. Okay, that's better. I was fully expecting to be like, oh my gosh, look how good everything looks. Y'all, I'm sorry, this video was not it. Let's talk about what's good and what's bad here. Okay, the goodies of this video, for sures. We have got the lip oil from Neutrogena. Very good, really enjoy this, highly recommend it. Might be my favorite thing out of this whole video. The NYX Pro Filter Stick Correctors, these come in a ton of colors. If you have dark under eyes, this is a great option. The new Neutrogena Concealer is super pretty, even though they don't have shade names on them. I highly recommend, I think it's super gorgeous. And then the Milani Cream Bronzers are very easy to use, very user-friendly, inexpensive, and the shade range is quite nice. Those are our yeses out of the new products. I also would say our mediums, let's go for our mediums, would be the CoverGirl lip stains. These are good but they're not great. They just don't have the lasting power, but I really like the shades and I like the ease of use. The Panorama mascara, I can't tell you 100% because I haven't worn it for an entire day yet, but it is a nice lengthening mascara. I just don't know that it's anything super special. And I do prefer a natural bristle wand, but it is still very pretty. And then the Build-A-Brow from Maybelline, I think that this is gorgeous. I love the tip of this. However, I don't use half the product. So I can only give it a 50-50, and I would just use the Lift and Snatch from NYX instead, personally. And then for me, our nose are most certainly the Tinted Serum Foundation from Catrice. I've never felt more dry in my life. It looks okay, and as my like oils start to get on my skin, it's gonna look better, but I literally wanna go downstairs and wash this off before my class because I hate the feeling of it so much. I would also say that this Makeup Fixing Mist is a no. The spray was so bad and it smells quite strong. And then also the plumping glosses. The Maybelline one, I've had it on for a little while now. It's not so bad, but if you get a little bit on your tongue, you're gonna taste it. And then along with the NYX ones as well, they're all so pigmented that they're just not super user-friendly for both the reasons that they're super pigmented and also they heat your lips up like freaking crazy. So I would go with the lip oil from Neutrogena and a lip stain over the heat up glosses. I'll be so honest with you. I am just not drawn to them. And I certainly don't want to reapply them after they've been on my lips because the pain lasts for quite a while. Everything else that I didn't mention just now are products that I've used and have had in my arsenal in the past, so I'm not gonna go over them. In terms of the brushes, I think that they're all very nice and interesting shapes. I love this one. I think this would be great for thicker foundations. I think the triangle one is cool. I didn't try this one. The little square one, it's like a little gimmicky, but it could be good to get really close up under the eyes. But Real Techniques just always does a good job with their brushes, and I'm glad to see that they made some that are a little bit thicker and more dense. So that's where we're at. Sorry that this video ended up being kind of a downer, but now we know. Now we know, and I want to definitely do more drugstore videos in the future, so if there is a new drugstore launch that comes out, make sure you send it to me on Instagram. It's at the Rudi Berry. I'm always checking my DMs over there, and I want to connect with you guys on IG. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about any of these, or if you have recommendations instead of these. I have so many new products that I want to talk about, and like Shop My Stash stuff in general coming up. Some unreleased products as well, which is kind of fun. And just a reminder, my mascara launch, the last day you can pick it up for this drop is the 7th. So keep that in mind if you haven't picked it up yet. It is amazing. I'm so excited. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one really soon. Bye.